Hey man, what it do, YouTube? It's your boy back again. What in video, you feel me? Make sure you subscribe. On that with it 3,000. We very close. I think we need like 20 some more subs. And we on the way to 3,000, but we got more info on Borderlands 4. Let's not talk too much. Let's get straight into the video about who? Moxie dude. You feel me? So y'all go sub up with him. Link in the description. Let's get to it.
Yo guys, what is up? Moxie on our Borderlands 4 video, and today we've got a bit of a weekly news roundup. Now, there's been a bunch of Borderlands info, tidbits, new gameplay, interviews with Randy Pitchford, and more. And none of it was quite enough to make an entire video on, but I've now gotten about a week of new Borderlands 4 stuff, and I kind of want to summarize all of those new things in today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed the breakdown. Let's get right into it. So the first bit of new information that we've gotten is from the Rolling Stone magazine, who interviewed Randy Pitchford and Andrew Reiner about Borderlands 4. A lot of this is recap and how they got started with Borderlands, but there is some new information here that's pretty interesting. And the first big thing is this sentence. We have an awesome story campaign, but for the first time, we're allowing you to play through this in a non-linear fashion. There's a point in the game where you have a choice of going to 3 different story locations and picking at it the way you want, and you'll go to new regions that are just massive. This is the biggest world we've created. Now, I've talked about in previous videos how Borderlands 4 is a non-linear game, and how when I was playing, I got to go pick what story mission I wanted to do. But my understanding of the whole non-linear thing was it was going to be you'd go to the Fade Fields, then you'd go to Carcadia Burn, then you'd go to Terminus Range, and if you wanted to help this group, or if you wanted to go fight this villain, or whatever you wanted to do, that was up to you. But from this sentence, it sounds like I might have been wrong in that it's after you beat Fade Fields, you can pick if you want to go to the Carcadia Burn area and go after the Ripper Queen, or you want to go explore the mountainous range of the Terminus range and go to the mountain area. I thought that it was going to be set locations in a row, and then you decide how you wanted to pursue the story in those set locations. But it sounds like you could go to Carcadia Burn at level 20, and your buddies might not get there till they're level 40 because they went and did other story areas. So it's going to be really interesting to see how they tie the narrative in, if you're basically going to be able to play the game in totally different regions at totally different times. So I think that's pretty cool. And the other thing that they mentioned, that I have seen someone talk about on Twitter, but it's nice to see it confirmed here, is that in the latest iteration, Gearbox worked on audio technology that allows the score to dynamically adapt to real-time action, and Pitchford emphasizes the importance of finding new artists for the game's trailers and intros, talking about music here, that they've used some tech so that when you're playing the game, the music knows and adapts to the gameplay that's happening. If it's really fast-paced, if something's happening, the music will pick up to the pace of your gameplay. And if you're looting, it'll know that to slow down. It's not just going to be a set piece of music that plays out in an area while you travel through. So that's also pretty cool.
That's good, because I don't want to be looting. I mean, I don't want to hear that while I'm looting up. You know what I'm saying? So
we also got new exclusive gameplay of Carcadia Burn from Game Informer, which I was saying was the second area of the game, but now I guess it could be any part of the game. But Carcadia Burn, this gameplay is level 20. There's not a ton of new things to take away from it. However, there is a few things that kind of shocked me. And the first is we were talking about enemy density, and people were saying, oh, it doesn't look like there's that many enemies, but that was in our level 5 gameplay. I want you guys to watch this gameplay. I'm gonna maybe slow it down a little bit.
hey, let me know who y'all gonna pick for y'all first character. I'm kind of stuck on, because I just seen Rafa. You know what I'm saying? I've seen Rafa gameplay. You know what I'm saying? He looks good. I seen Armand gameplay a while ago. You already know Vex gonna be a siren, but not really too turned on about Vex. You feel me? But we still haven't seen that 4th person. I think we're gonna see her probably this week, or whenever I drop this vid. Y'all gonna see it real soon. But I still don't know who I'm gonna pick. I think I'm going with Amon.
At the the amount of enemies that are on screen here that are popping out for this event, look at the amount of red dots at the very top there. It almost looks like there's a mod that they're playing that's just spawning in this many enemies. I don't know. I thought this looked really, really cool. They're basically entirely their entire screen is filled with a ton of enemies, and this is level 20. This isn't even at like end game stuff. This is like story scaling. And Randy had mentioned like, hey, don't worry about enemy density. Like we've got a lot, but just like look at the amount of like elites that are spawning, that are walking. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of just this enemy type alone, just walking at the person playing, which I thought was pretty hilarious. Honestly, looks like a mod with the amount of enemies that are spawned here. But I thought that was cool. I wanted to call it out because enemy density is looking pretty spicy. Can't wait to see like some of the more AoE focused characters and abilities here, like Harlow's Ties That Bind-esque action skill. Just tie them all together and shoot them, and all of their damage is going to get shared. But that was the first thing that I wanted to call out there. The next thing I wanted to call out was kind of the difference in Carcadia Burn in the different like sub-biomes, I want to call it, where obviously the parts of the Fade Field that we saw were like very green and grassy. It seems like Carcadia Burn's got kind of two different things going on for it, where it's got these areas that are very like abandoned city, broken structures, abandoned cars, and we can like kind of see that walking around, where there's just kind of cars littered everywhere, dumpsters on fire, and you're kind of exploring like an abandoned-esque city vibe. And then they also travel over to this area that gives like totally different vibes. This is just like more kind of like broken city look. And then they travel over here, which I thought was really interesting. I hadn't seen much footage of this kind of area. This is more like Pandora feeling to me, where it's like more deserty, lots of nooks and crannies that look like you could explore. Still like city-esque, but more rural, I guess. I can't say that word. I'm sorry. But that's also where like Moxie's bar was located, and we saw some more footage of Moxie and Zane, who look awesome. But that was kind of the thing that I wanted to call out, is there's this kind of difference of this like crumbled city vibe that's more of on a plateau, and then the actual like desert looking area that is a lot more flat, that looks like there's lots of different places to explore. The other thing that was really interesting is we got some new footage of Apophis Lance. This was by far the worst feeling action skill of the action skills on both characters that I got to play. But the skill tree looks insane for it. Like, I think it looks really, really powerful later on. And so we've actually got some now gameplay of what Apophis Lance might look like later on. And in this clip, I'm going to slow it down real quick.
They said that's just mostly like for grenades and shit. So if you're a grenade user, you're mostly likely gonna like that one. So I don't know.
In this clip, we see a ton of enemies, and my issue with this is I'd shoot this lance once, and then it would go away, and it would hit like one enemy and then be kind of done. Look how spread out all of these enemies are that this lance is lining up, and it's like shock AoE kills every single one of them. Every single one of the enemies in front of this lance are dead, even the ones out on the side. So that looks massively better than what I got to experience. There's also a little bit more gameplay of it here. Here's another kind of lineup of a ton of different enemies off to the sides and things. And there, the lance, like you can see it's AoE, even though the bullet projectiles going here, the enemies over on the right are dying to it. So it's looking way better than I like originally predicted, which is awesome because the like skill tree of Apophis Lance really excited me, but the action skill itself didn't. So seeing it, kill enemies kind of off to the side there looks really, really cool. The last bit of news is Borderlands 4 has gone gold. Basically, what this means is that Borderlands 4 is finished. They have a master copy that they are ready to ship and distribute out, which is great news. Obviously, Borderlands 4 still has a bit of time before the game actually comes out. So the fact that they're finished and ready, they even pushed up the launch date earlier originally. I think they're feeling very confident about this game and about the product that they've finished, which is great because now with like a month and a half before launch, they'll probably devote a lot of their time and resources, because now with
it's supposed to be on the 23rd
launch, they'll probably devote a lot of their time and resources to now working on post-launch content and making sure that once the game launches, we have new stuff to play like a few months out from launch, which is great news. But yeah, Borderlands 4 is finished. guys, it's going to do it for the video. I hope you enjoyed. Last little thing that I wanted to mention is a lot of you have been asking for the skill tree planner for Amon. Just letting you know that that should be done and live hopefully today. If it's not today, it'll be tomorrow. But yeah, we've pretty much wrapped up on all the like skill tree planner for Amon. So you should be able to start theory crafting your own Amon builds very soon.
I told you.
I gotta check that out. I gotta check that out. I gotta check that out. All right, come on, wait, the Butterfingers and shit. Is the video gonna? I ain't having Butterfinger in like years. Make the video now. So how I'm feeling about everything, cutie, you feel me? I think this ain't gonna be good. So hopefully, if the story's good, we're Gucci. I ain't gonna lie. If the story's good, like the gameplay for 3 was the gameplay with 3 was good. The story was ass. So hopefully the story good. Let me know how y'all feel. Like I said, let me know who y'all first player gonna be. I'm gonna have all of them, but you gotta main in on one when the game first come out. You feel me? So I'm real glad to see they actually confident in their game. I think 2K confident in the game too. You know what I'm saying? NBA 2K, they confident in their shit. I see that. But it's not about that. It's about Borderlands with the Mario Scarlet shirt, man.